What is going on, everyone? Thanks for entering the Lobby of Hobbies. I'm Jazz, and today I've got another top list for you. I know it's been a while since I've done one of these. It's a long time coming, but today it is all about the grub. That's right, we are talking about food. Now, this is a top list that has to do with food, so if you like games, if you like food, if you like the both of them together, stay tuned because we're going to try something new with this list that we haven't done before. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, now before I get into this list, I briefly want to talk about how food and drinks go hand in hand with the holidays. Now, regardless of which holiday you are celebrating this season, I'm pretty sure there are certain foods or drinks that are staples at those gatherings. And even with Thanksgiving being just last week for those that do celebrate, I know for me, some of my holiday food favorites are not part of the Thanksgiving meal. So it's almost like, Thanksgiving is like an appetizer, a good appetizer at that, to the awesome main course that is waiting for all those awesome food and drinks that are coming this holiday season. So I figured with my love of games and my incredible love of food, I would just merge those two together and come up with a top 6 list. And actually, it's not a top 6. This is 2 top 3 lists that, of games that incorporate food and drink. Now, the one list is going to be more medium to medium heavyweight games, while the other one is going to be more family weight games. So I'm going to put 3 games in each of those lists. So if you're ready for it, let's start with number 3. All right, so starting at the number 3 spot, let's go with the heavier game first. This is A Feast for Odin, and this is a worker placement tile laying game where you are taking your Vikings and you are placing them and allocating them to various locations on the main board. There's something like 60 plus worker placement spots that you're going to do things like build ships, build buildings, you're going to be crafting weapons, pillaging, and even doing some hunting and gathering. As you do this, you're going to be gathering tiles that you're going to be able to play out onto your main board or your personal player board, and you're trying to, cover up certain, spots that are going to give you negative points in this polyomino puzzle that you're trying to build to gain some income, gain other resources, all while trying to feed your workers at the end of the year feast each round. This game has a lot going on, but it's not overly complex. Honestly, this is one game that intimidated me just by its sheer presence on the table, but once I got into playing it, this is one that I instantly fell in love with, and I'm so happy that I got a chance to play it. And it's something that this is one that when you play it, you want to play it again, because at the end of the game, you feel like you had your engine going, but you just needed a little bit more time. So you're always trying to maximize the various paths to victory that you can create, because there are so many different paths to victory. So this one is A Feast for Odin. Now, going over to the family weight game, this one is one that I was introduced to by my friends Amy and Maggie over at Thinker Themer, and this is Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza. This is a quick, fast, hilarious card game where players are going to be receiving a set number of cards that they're going to have face down in front of them, and each turn one player is going to flip over a card and they're going to yell Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza. Everyone is going to, remember that sequence when they're flipping over their card. And if the word you say matches the card that you place down, everybody has to, quickly slap the deck that's in the center of the table, and whoever is the last person to place their hand on that pile of cards is going to collect all those cards into their stack. The idea of this game is to be the first one to get rid of your stack of cards in your hand. That's it. This is one that plays fast, has a lot of hilarious moments at the table, and it's one that, you gotta watch your hands, because you got some people that are really smacking your hands, but it's something that is fun. This is one that we play around the holidays. There is a Christmas version. There is also a Halloween version. So check this one out. This is Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza. Now on to my number 2. All right, so here at the number 2 spot, let's first look at the heavier game of the two. This is Everdell, which is a worker placement tableau building game where you take on the role of various critters going out and trying to build a village over the course of a year by gathering resources and playing various cards out into your tableau. Now, not only are you constructing buildings, but you are also recruiting various critters to live and work in your city. Now, you're going to be doing this by collecting one of the most important resources, which is berries. The berries is the resource that brings the critters into your village. This game is played over the course of a year, spread out into various seasons, and this is one that players can be in one season while another player is in the next season. So there's not necessarily set rounds. This is one where each round is, dictated by how your gameplay is working, how your resources are being managed from round to round. So this is one that is very interesting. It's a little bit a step above a family weight game. I'd say this is like a family weight plus game. So if you're ready for that next step, or if you're looking for a game that just has awesome components, beautiful artwork, and this huge tree that sits in the front of the table, really serves no purpose other than it looks good on the table, this is definitely one to check out. This is Everdell. So on to the family weight game at this number 2 spot, and this is Sushi Go or Sushi Go Party. You can't go wrong with either one. Sushi Go Party will give you more variability in your game setup. But in this game, it is a drafting game where players are going to have a set of cards, and each turn players are going to take a card from that stack of cards they have, play it face down, and pass the cards to the next player, and they're also going to be receiving a set of cards. They'll flip over that card that they played down in front of them, and they are trying to build this tableau or these set collections of different types of sushi, sashimi, topping some of their sashimi rolls or their sushi rolls with wasabi to score the most points. This game is played over the course of 3 rounds, and after the 3 rounds, the player who has the most points will win. This one is fun. It's super quick. It's lightweight. This is a great game to introduce your friends and your family to the drafting mechanic in games and also that set collection. So definitely check this one out. This is Sushi Go, or if you want more variability, get Sushi Go Party. Now, on to my number ones. All right, so we're finally to the number ones, and let's continue with what we've been doing, starting off with the heavier game of the two. Now, this one is Viticulture, and Viticulture is a worker placement game all about making wine. Now, as you can tell, I love the worker placement games, but what I really like about this one is how well the theme is integrated in the mechanics. Now, all you're trying to do in Viticulture is make wine and sell that wine to score points, but there are so many paths to how you can do it. The game is broken up into various rounds, with each round representing 1 year and each year being broken up into the 4 different seasons. Players are going to be doing things like bidding for turn order, planting vines, building structures that are going to help in their winemaking process. They're going to have visitors coming to their vineyard that they're going to be able to use the abilities of these visitors to help in that winemaking process or help them score more points. They're also going to be doing things like, mixing their white and red wines to create blush wines. They're going to be fulfilling wine orders. They're going to be training workers that they can use in the following seasons. But again, I really like how the theme is integrated with the mechanics, but I also enjoy how players can be in one round or let's say one season, for example, the winter, while another player is still in the summer, which is similar to how Everdell works. But what's also cool is the Grande worker. Now, the Grande worker is the special worker in the game where if your opponent has taken a spot that you want to go to. If you still have the Grande worker available, you can still come in and use the action at that spot that your opponent is at. So this is one game that has so many neat little mechanisms, and everything is, you know, seamlessly put together in a beautiful package. But it's one that you definitely need to check out if you're definitely interested in trying a game that's a little bit heavier, but not overly heavy where it's just too much for you to grasp. So definitely, if you get a chance, check this one out. This is Viticulture. So finally, to the family weight game. This one is one that I honestly will say I do not have in my collection, but it's one that I love to play every time it hits the table, and this is Point Salad. Now, Point Salad is a card drafting game where players are building out a tableau, and the cards that you acquire are various vegetables, whether it be tomatoes, peppers, carrots, lettuce, and as you gather them into your tableau, you also are drafting the point cards that are going to score those vegetables for you. So while you might have a scoring card that will make your tomatoes 2 points, it may also make the onions -2 points. So you got to, you know, kind of manage which vegetables you are bringing into your tableau and which scoring cards you're building into your tableau as well. So this is one that plays super fast. It's something that anyone can pick up and just play right away. The rules teach is probably 5 minutes max, if that. So this is one that every time it hits the table, everyone enjoys, and it plays super fast and you're ready for another game. This is Point Salad. So there you have it. Those are my top 6 games. Top 3 for family weight, top 3 for heavier strategic games that have to deal with food or drink. But down in the comments below, let me know what games would have made your list. And in the description, I'm gonna leave my 4 through 6 for each of these categories as well, so you can see what just missed this list. But there are some other great games that I've probably only played once. The first game that comes to mind that I can think of is Food Chain Magnate, that I absolutely fell in love with after one play, so much that I added it to my collection. But again, I don't have enough plays of it to warrant it being on this list yet. But again, let me know down in the comments below. Also, I'm gonna ask you this one question. With the holiday seasons coming up, what food or drink, do you customarily look forward to during this time of the year? Let me know. I'd love to hear from you guys and share in that as well. So again, thank you guys for stopping through the channel. If this is your first time here, why don't you hit that subscribe button and that bell icon? That way you can be notified anytime we drop new content. But without further ado, I'll catch you guys on the next one.